All right. If you're new, you're supposed to know that we normally record sessions for the people who are not here. Maybe people who work that have special conditions that they have to work in quarantine. So, you know, or any difficulties with the internet or whatever that might happen there. So, oh yes, we are recording. So let me go back. Okay, so as I was saying, just check the dates and make sure you check the instructions. Look, these are the instructions. It says, please change the following sentence to present perfect. Which sentences? Well, here you have something attached. You download it and you're going to see what you're going to do. And when you finish, you upload it here. That's the point. So that's a homework. This homework, you have 8 days to do that. So let me go back. Now, this homework that I show you, you're going to complete it with what we are going to talk about today and with the information that I left here for you. I left some audios and some videos for you to see it. For example, this one. This one is a YouTube video that is going to explain to you the whole present perfect. There is a teacher there who is not me. I selected the video, so make sure you go there and you watch the whole explanation about the present perfect. There is something else I also wanted to explain to you. You see this? It says listen, repeat, and it says personal practice. This is part of the class. This is your job, your thing. This is not a homework. This is for your personal development. You go into there, you listen to the audio, you repeat. This is for you to practice. Here, it says personal practice. Let me show you this. Personal practice, it says to take a piece of paper, listen to the audio, and write the sentences you hear. This is not for you to upload it. This is not a homework. This is just for you to practice and help your listening skills, you know? So this is what I wanted to know, because maybe you will say, oh, teacher, I have this homework. You left the homework, but I don't see where I can upload what you said. No, that's not what you have to do. So just do it for yourself, or just for your personal knowledge. So that's it. That's the homework that we have so far. Now, the topic for today is present perfect, as you saw. And I know that in English 5, you guys saw present perfect, or hopefully you did. But if you don't remember, we are going to do a kind of refresh. If there is someone here in the who knows what the present perfect is, or how you use it, or for what reason you use it, you can say it. Present perfect. Remember, you have to
Okay,
raise your hand. Then I'm gonna put you back on mute, because there are 3 people here that unmuted the microphone and they want to talk. Francie fell. Go on.
Now can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. What did you say?
What is present perfect, or why do you use present perfect for?
It's an action that my goodness. It's an action that uh, start in the past and is continue in the present.
Okay. Francis Fell says it's an action that started in the past and continues in the present.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Yes. I don't know if listen, you have Legicel there. I forgot your name.
I have to change the name, teacher.
Yeah.
It's the computer of my wife, but I changed.
Okay, that's fine. Sorry, what's your name? You said
Jose Solorin.
Jose. I was getting you confused with Rafael. Oh God.
I know
Okay.
Rafa is another guy, very guy.
Yeah.
I got
All right. Yeah, go on. So you wanted to say something?
yes, teacher. I listened the audio, I saw the video, but I want the change the homework.
Okay.
When so the present perfect is the time that starting in the past, but to continue in the present.
Okay. Yeah.
For example, I have been living here since 1990.
Okay. Keep that sentence. Keep it. Keep it. Because when we go to the examples, I'm going to ask you a question. Very good. Yeah. Before we continue, I wanted to show you something else. The material that I uploaded, let me see. I have it here. I'm sorry for, it's kind of blurry. It's kind of blurry in here. You see kind of blurry there that you say, oh God, my eyes are killing me. That was my camera was dirty and I didn't know. So that's right here on the top. You see that kind of blurry, but in the next pictures or scan files, everything is going to be clearer. I'm gonna make sure about that. So here, this is lesson 1. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about present perfect tense. And you guys said that present perfect is a time, a tense, that we use it when we want to talk about something that started in the past, but continues in the present. Well, that's true. That's true. But there are more reasons why you use present perfect. But let me read this for you here. I know some of you won't see it, but I'm gonna read it for you. He says, the present perfect tense, have, has, plus past participle is used to talk about actions that happened at an indefinite time in the past, but have importance in the present. In short words, something that happened in the past and it is important in the present. And it says, when we refer to a definite time in the past, we use the simple past tense. It's kind of weird. So the question here is, the key words in here are indefinite and definite. And I'm going to stop this. I'm gonna go to the board. I have I installed a new board. I didn't like the one from Zoom, so I have this one. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it. I like this one better, more. Okay, now here, let's move it here. Okay, it says that present perfect, present perfect, hold on, is indefinite, but simple past, sorry, definite. What does that mean is the question. What is the meaning of that? What does it mean that present perfect is indefinite and simple past is definite? Do you guys know? Caesar?
Teacher,
Yes.
do you listen to me?
Yes, I'm listening to you.
Hey, teacher.
I don't know if you guys can hear me. Yes, okay, good. Well, Caesar, I guess you have problems with your telephone. Yeah. Okay, so none of you know what it means that present perfect is definite and that simple past is, I'm sorry, indefinite and simple past is definite. That's okay if you don't know, don't worry. Now, hold on here.
Teacher, do I have the
Teacher, bueno, I say something, the simple past, the definitive, is, I think that is the action, the time is the, how would I say, the time is exclusive in this time,
Okay,
not continuous.
okay, okay, I get it.
Because the present perfect continuous action of the times is not finished.
I get it, yeah. I understand, yeah. Now, listen, if you guys are raising your hand, if I am here on the board, I can only see 6 people.
Okay, okay, teacher.
Hold on. I can only see 6 people. So for me to see if you're raising your hand, if you raise it on the platform, on Zoom, is better for me because I go to the pictures and I see who raised the hands. But if you don't do it like that, I won't be able to see everybody at the same time. You know, because I'm focused on the board. And then, Caesar, you want to talk, yes?
Okay, teacher. May I talk now?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Present perfect indefinite that you know, can respect my friends said before. This is
Okay.
something who passed in the past, but as a consequence. That's why I think present perfect is indefinite, but simple past of it is something who passed and it isn't going to spend again. You know what I mean, teacher? Did you get me right?
Yes, I understand. Right. Now, yeah, okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, you're right. You're right. Now, so both of you are correct. Present perfect is an action that can happen more than
Okay.
something that can be repeated, you know? So, I mean, you did it yesterday, you did it today, and you can do it tomorrow. So it's a repeatable action. But in simple past is an action that cannot be repeated. No more. You did it and that's it. But remember, it cannot be repeated in the same conditions. Because if you went to the beach today, you can go tomorrow, but the conditions won't ever be the same. The people who were at the beach today won't be the same as tomorrow. The weather won't be the same as today. And maybe in the place that you took your bath won't be the same place where you took it. And even if you take it in the same place, maybe the sun, the weather, the breeze, the people, the surrounding won't be the same. So maybe you are kind of confused right now, but I'm going to show you here on the board. Let's take a sentence. We're gonna start with a simple past. Simple past is definite. What does that mean that simple past is definite? Well, when you speak in simple past, you have to say when it happened. You have to say when you did the action, when the action happened. For example, if you say, I went to the beach, if you stop there, if you start talking to me and you say, I went to the beach, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm going to ask you questions. I'm gonna say, when? To which beach? With who? Right? So that means that the sentence is not complete because you are missing something. So, but if you say, well, I went to the beach yesterday, right? Now the sentence sounds more complete. Like maybe people won't ask like, where did you go? With who? Nobody cares because what matters is that you went to the beach yesterday and that's it. You know? So that is definite. What is definite? That you specify when the action happened. That's the point. Now, imagine that you have to change this sentence to present perfect. If you change it to present perfect, then you will have to leave something out because present perfect is indefinite. And indefinite means that you don't specify when the action happens. For example, let's change it. You say, well, maybe some of you already read that the present perfect is formed with have has, depending on the person, plus, sorry about that, plus PP. I don't know if you guys know what PP is. PP is past participle. Many people say participle, so you can say it the way you want it. So has plus past participle. So for you to create a sentence in present perfect, it is obligatory that you know that a verb has two different pasts, a simple past and a past participle. If you don't know the past participle, you won't be able to do this. But I know that from English 1, 2, 3 until 6, you guys have seen many verbs in past participle. So I know the majority of you know that this is gone. So went, the past participle of it is gone. So you say, I have gone to the beach. Will we put yesterday? What do you say? You can raise your hand if you want. Is that okay if I leave yesterday or no? You can guess. You can guess. If you made a mistake, that's not a problem. Okay, Francifel.
I think not, teacher, because like you said before, uh, time is just for simple past,
All
not for
right.
present perfect.
Very good. Very good. Now, you know, nobody cares about when you went to the beach. If you're talking about, if you're creating a sentence in present perfect, nobody cares when you did the action because you have 90% of possibilities to do the action again. So nobody cares. And that's right, we delete yesterday. Now this is this is definite, simple past, and this indefinite present perfect. So that's the big difference between the simple past, present perfect. That's the big difference between them. I know we say, well, present perfect. Why do you use present perfect for? Well, teacher, you says it to talk about the present. Oh no, wait, it's to talk about the past, present. So be careful. All right, now with the present perfect, I'm going to delete now simple past because I know you guys know that. So I'm going to delete that and I'm gonna keep the present perfect. With present perfect, we normally use different words, adverbs, time words that we use. And in the material, we have 3 of them, and we'll see only these 3. We have already, we have still, and we have yet. And I know that if I ask you, hey, what does already mean? Then you will say, already means ya. En español, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking like the meaning, like why do you use it for in English? So, yes, Ramon, you're on mute, Ramon.
The use is the action is not finished.
Which one?
And so, for example, yet the usual is the for example when the how we said oración
Sentence.
sentence finish, so finish.
Okay.
She doesn't work yet. Yes, she doesn't work yet.
She doesn't work yet. Now, okay, let me ask you a question. She does not work yet. Is this sentence in present perfect? This one?
No.
No. Can you say a sentence in present perfect using yet?
The present continuous.
Okay, well, I'm going to help you, don't worry. What about if I say she has been sorry. She has not, you know, this is hasn't, right? I put a has not, so this is hasn't. Has not been here. Now, can you add yet to the sentence? Where would you put yet?
I think.
Yes.
Can I speak?
Yes. Well, you spoke before you asked, so that's fine.
I think that the person that is going to do that sentence can use yet because the sentence is in negative way.
Okay.
So also I want to say something about the last commentary that
Okay.
my classmate was talking about. When you use yet, the things that I know about that is that when the action that you haven't get it, but maybe in the future you are going to. For
Okay.
example, I don't have a car yet, but in the future maybe I can get one. Also, we can use yet when the sentence is in negative way.
Okay. Now, one question for you. If I tell you, if we are talking about having cars and that you have a car and the majority of our friends have cars and you say, I don't have a car yet, is that positive or negative?
I don't have a car yet.
Is that
Can you repeat
positive? That sentence is positive or negative? I don't have a car.
negative?
Negative? Okay.
I don't have a car yet.
Okay.
For
So
me, it's negative.
An auxiliary in negative way. I don't. It's in negative way.
okay, very good. That's why you use yet, right?
It is a negative way, teacher.
But if you say me, I have not gotten, you are talking in present perfect, but you are not talking in present perfect. You are talking in simple present, but in negative way.
Okay. So in this sentence that I have in here, can you use yet? Yes or no?
I think yes.
Yes. I'm asking you because you say no at the beginning, but the whole explanation that you're saying is correct, is fine. So that means that what you said at the beginning, maybe you meant something different. So yes, you can use yet here because yet is normally used for negative sentences, negative sentences, which means that the action has not been completed, that the action has not been done yet. That's right, it says, she hasn't been here yet.
Yes.
You see? That's right. Now, don't get confused. Here, these three words, we are working in the present perfect. Don't think about using this in another tense, in another time. Because in different times, you can use them in different ways. But here, we are only focused on the present perfect. So, because I don't want you to get confused. So, what about still? What is the meaning of still? What does that mean?
Which one?
Still, number
Pero
two.
mami, yo tengo una clase, mami. Tú estás aquí.
Spanish. Aún.
You guys don't know? Well,
That means
yeah.
aún,
Or
todavía.
todavía.
Ah,
It has the same meaning of yet,
Ready?
but we can use it in affirmative sentences.
okay, can you tell me a sentence in affirmative with still?
Yeah.
But remember,
Yes,
wait, using present perfect.
Okay. I thought that. Okay.
Can anybody think, like, I know Jocasey is talking, but all of you guys, can you think of any sentence in present perfect that you can use it with still in affirmative?
Okay.
in affirmative way. Okay, teacher. I'm thinking about it.
Wait, Caesar.
I've never used it that before.
Let's allow Jocasey. Let's see.
Okay. For example, I still have both.
Okay, I still have.
I knew a good minute that I am saying the
You
word.
see, you know why you cannot say the sentence? Your mind, you're processing, and your mind is telling you that something is wrong. That's why you cannot say it. It's because when you use the present perfect, there is no affirmative sentences with still. Still, and yet are the same. The only thing is the position of the word in the sentence. For example, if I want to write this sentence using still, what I would use is she still has not been here. You see? Sorry.
You are not.
Can you repeat it again, teacher? Because I didn't listen it very well.
Check the board. Check on the board. The only difference with still and yet is the position of the word in the sentence. Yet is always used at the end of the sentence, but still is normally used after the pronoun. Don't worry, this is gonna be recorded anyways. Now, okay, now let's go very quick. Let's go over very quick. Yet and still are the same. You can use them the same way. But the only thing is that you have to remember that when you use yet, it goes at the end of the sentence, and that when you use still, it goes at the beginning of the sentence after the pronoun. And that's it. That's the difference. Then we have already. Already is all the opposite. Already means that the action has been completed before the expected. I repeat that. Already means that the action is done before the time that you were supposed to do it. That's the point. Now, for example, you say, well, if you want to say that, you can use this. She has already been here. You see? That means that that action has been done before. She has already been here. So let me go here. When you study your material that I left in there, you're going to find these words. Now, these words, remember, in present perfect, already means that the action was done before the expected. Already is normally used in affirmative sentences. Normally in affirmatives, in affirmative, sorry. Still means that something is not completed. And we normally use in, not affirmative, sorry. We normally use in negative and in interrogative sentences. And the same thing happens with yet. You usually use it for negative and also for questions. Yeah, I know some of you might be confused right now. But anyways, don't worry, we are recording, so you will go back on the video and you're gonna take your time and listen to me again. Let me see if so far you have a question about this. If you have a question, ask now so I can explain to you. Caesar, you have a question?
Okay, teacher. You said we use still after
The pronoun.
I forgot. The pronoun, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions you guys have? Yes, Raymond?
I think, teacher, that's grammar is really nice. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yes. For example, I haven't ever practiced with present perfect,
Yeah.
indefinite, and definite. Now I'm going to study more that's grammar because it's very important. It's very interesting.
Yeah, like for example, you know, when you speak English, people don't care if you make mistakes or not. What people what people care about is that you understand and that they understand. Like it's not like in Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic, if you say something wrong, or if you write something wrong, you have many grammar police. You know what grammar police? When you say something wrong or when you write something wrong, then you have a person. You don't do it like that. That is wrong. You know, you don't say it like that. In English, you don't have that. People don't care. People just care about being understood, and that's it. So you're not gonna find a person who's gonna be correct in English. So your job as a student of mother languages is to avoid the mistakes that normal people do. You are not a normal person. You study languages, which means that you should limit the amount of mistakes that you make when you speak this language. It's not that you sound like a native. It's not that you're gonna sound perfect, but at least you could know and say, oh, Jesus, I did that, that is wrong. Like, okay, next time I'm not gonna do that.
Yes,
You know?
yes. I think that is really important because, like you say, we are starting to be to teach, to teach to another people,
Yeah.
and that is important because we have to speak correctly,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Or we try to do it correctly.
Right. Now I want
Yes.
to tell you something else. Look, here, we are not only learning English, we are learning about English because
Mm,
we have two conditions. You have to learn the language and you also have to teach the language, which means that we have to touch grammar directly because if you're a teacher, you need to know this, right? We are not learning to speak only. If we were learning to speak English, I wouldn't care about this. I would start doing an activity and things and we can go on working with it. And you won't know that you're using present perfect. We know this because when we went to school, we had a teacher who taught us grammar, but in real life, people don't learn grammar, you know? So I want
yeah.
you to know this. We're not only teaching English, we're teaching about English.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So now that we have this here, yeah, you can mute your microphone. Yeah. Right. Now that we have that in here, hold on. I'm gonna go back to the here on the material. As you can see, we have already, yet, and still. You see, are expressions of indefinite time, which means can you mute your, okay, I'm gonna mute your microphone. All right, so as you can see here, you have a little exercise and this is for you. This is personal. This is not me telling you to do this and send it to me. This is your turn to study what I said. If you didn't understand what I said, go back to the video when I upload it and then go here and see. Or you can read the book, you know? You read the book and then you watch the video and you say, oh, I see. Well, very easy. Now this exercise is mentally for you. You can do this. You can grab your notebook and you can try this, like usually occurs in affirmative sentences, usually occurs in negative sentences. And then we have usually occurs in questions. You see, this is what we have been talking about today. And then look at this. This is also for you. This is an exercise that you have to do by your own. Oh God, hold on. As you can see here, this exercise gives you the word, for example, still, and it also gives you the verb that you have to convert it into past participle. For example, it says, well, I don't know. There sure is a lot of reading. You know that you're working with a present perfect. You have to use have or has. One question for you. When do you use has? You can raise your hand and let me know. When do you use has?
Can I speak, teacher?
Well, Andy raised the hands first.
Okay.
Andy Arias. You have to unmute your microphone, Andy.
Right, thank you. For me, when you use has, is when you're talking about like third party, like, or you're talking about here, like she has to do something, or for me, that's
yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's true. Correct. Correct. So you use has. You use has for the third person, Andy says, and the third person is he, she, and it. You see? That's right. You use has for. And then we normally use have for the rest of the pronouns. I, you, we, and they. You see? Whenever you see one of these ones, you use has. Whenever you see one of these ones, you use have. So very good. You guys are very intelligent. That's nice. Let me go back to the book then. As you can see here, then he says, well, I finished still. Whenever you see still or whenever you see yet, you know that the sentence is negative or a question. That's it, negative or a question. So it says, well, I still haven't finished all the books on the reading list. We are almost ending this meeting, and I'm going to ask you one simple question, and I would like to know if you guys can answer this. And this sentence, look, why on this sentence still haven't finished? Why, how do you know that this sentence is negative and not a question? Because remember, you can use still with questions or with negations. So how do you know that that sentence is correct? That it has to be in negative and not a question? What do you have in there that tells you that? If you know the answer, raise your hand. If you didn't understand the question, you can tell me.
Teacher, please repeat.
The question is, look, this sentence number 1, the answer is still haven't finished. You know that when you use still, you have to use whether a negation or a question, right? Because we use still with negative sentences and interrogative sentences. Now, the question is, how do you know that this is a negation and not an interrogation? Imagine that you don't have the answer. Imagine that you don't know that this is the answer. How would you know that this is a negation and not an interrogation? Do you have your hands up, Raymond? Raymond. Oh.
I got a teacher.
Can I talk?
I was waiting for Raymond, but that's okay, yes. Jocasey, you have it, and then we have Andy after Jocasey. Yes?
For example, the clear way that we can know that a sentence is a negation and not an interrogation is when we can see not in this way.
All right, but remember that we are supposing that you don't have this, that you don't know this. You have the sentence, and now you have to decide if it is an interrogation or if it is a question. You have 2 things that let you know that is a question and not an interrogation. 2 things you have. How do you know that a question is a question if you see it written? If you see something written, how do you know that it is a question? Right, like you look at something and you know.
For example, I don't have an auxiliary and I don't have those 2 parts, but I can see a question mark at the final.
Oh, okay, you see? Wow, that was a good question. How do you know that a question is a question when you see it written? Well, you need to have a question mark, the question sign. If you don't see it, it's not a question. If it is not there, then it's a negation if you're using still. But there is another point, Jocasey, I guess that you said it, but you said it too fast. Guys, let me show you this. Look, hold on. If you want to write a question in the present perfect, you normally start with the auxiliary, right? If it is I have been, then if you want to convert this into a question, what you do is what you normally do with all the auxiliaries. When you have a sentence where you're using an auxiliary, you have to change the position of the auxiliary with a pronoun. For example, here we have I, which is the pronoun.
Have.
Here we have, which is the auxiliary. So what you normally do is Okay, so I'm gonna put have where I is. So have I, and that's it. That's the question. Have I been? Question mark at the end. That's it. You see? So basically, for you to know that this one is a question, imagine that you have to complete something and you don't know if it is a question or if it is a negation. The point is that you know that it has to be question or negation because you have still. That's the fact. Now, how do you decide which is which? Very easy. If you see no question marks, or if you don't see an auxiliary starting the sentence, that is a negation. Because it's the only way that questions start in the present perfect. Of course, that you can start with a WH question, like for example, what, or where, for example, where, but notice this, where is only a word, but here, you see, you have the auxiliary first, and then you have the pronoun after. So that's the point. Let me see if you guys have any questions about that. If I'm speaking too fast and you feel that I'm going too quick and you cannot catch up, that you cannot follow my flow, then you can tell me. Well, okay, I know you're not gonna say it anyways, because you might say, oh, if I say these guys are gonna say that I don't understand English. Oh, yeah. Right. Okay, that's it. That's what I wanted to explain to you. Do you have any questions so far? Remember, the assignments are here. I left the assignments on the platform for you. Hold on, let me see. Where is Google Chrome? Hold on. Let me stop this. Where's Google Chrome?
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes.
The secret for talking in a fluent way using present perfect are verbs.
The secret for what?
For talking.
English, you mean, or present perfect?
And both.
English. Well, let me tell you, you need to practice. That's the fact. Practice, 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 practice. My English is not perfect. You can listen to my accent, but you know, I guess that all of you can understand what I say. And this is not part that I'm intelligent. No, this is practice. The more you practice, the better you sound, and the more you know, and the more you learn. That's the point. There is no intelligent people here. There is no someone smarter than other. There are only people here who have had more contact with the language than others, and that's why they have more abilities. That's you know. And that's it. Do you guys have any other question before we finish the meeting? Yes.
From my side, I still don't have any question. I see the class is really modern, and probably, I mean, the platform, we have all the topic, all the assignment that need to be done. Also, I see that we are working together. Sometimes it's a little hard for us to maybe be on time. Like you say, don't wait until the last day to upload your assignment and things like that.
Right.
For me, I see the class is really, really like kind of interactive in between all the class partners and things like yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. There are some people here that don't talk, but they're gonna talk. Don't worry.
They will.
Alberto, for me, very clear. This point.
Yeah. So, well, anyways, if you feel that you studying and there is something that you say, oh, I don't remember this or I don't understand, you can go to the book or you can wait for the video maybe tomorrow or after tomorrow. I'm gonna post it on the platform so you can go back and see it. And you can also see how you looked on the video conference because that's what people like, see how they look.
No, I think the video is really, really important because last week I couldn't join into the conference call. And
Yeah.
like you share the video in the platform was really, really helpful for me to complete my assignment and do it on time. Was really, really, really helpful for everybody.
Right. Very good. So guys, I will see you when I see you. Yeah, it sounds weird. I'll see you when I see you, but that's it.
Bye.
Yeah. So I'll see you, you know when,
Teacher,
next time.
teacher,
Yes.
teacher.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm talking about this particular person, but you sound like Gonzalo. Like, okay, I see you when I see you.
Yeah. Right. All right. So have a good night, guys, and just make sure you work, but take your time because you have plenty of it. You have until next Thursday. Don't leave it to Friday because then you're gonna have a problem. Gonna be late.
Okay, we're gonna see you tomorrow.
Also, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning
Bye.
at 10.
Yeah. All right.
All
See
right.
you.
Bye and take care.
All right.
Cheers.
Take care.